Good morning, everyone. My name is Eddie Preston, and I would like to welcome you to our Veterans Day Assembly. Some of you may not know what Veterans Day is. Perhaps you know that tomorrow we have the day off, but believe it or not, Veterans Day was not made a holiday so that we could skip school. Veterans Day is a day of gratitude and thanks. It is a day for recognizing and celebrating our armed service members for the sacrifices that they have made to keep us safe. Veterans Day falls on the 11th day of the 11th month on the 11th hour. This is because that was the time that World War I officially ended in 1918. The holiday was originally called Armistice Day, but has since been changed to Veterans Day to honor all the veterans of all of our conflicts. Even before World War I, and to this day, the U.S. military has kept careful watch, and even now, across the world, 24/7, our armed forces are keeping us safe and protecting our liberties as Americans. Perhaps someone you know is in the armed services. Veterans Day is a great time to thank them, though really, whenever you meet a veteran, no matter what day it is a fantastic time to thank them for their service. Can everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Lane Faley.
Hello. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, and then after that, if you'd like to sing along with the Star-Spangled Banner, held by everyone back here. All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hi everyone, it's our great honor to have with us today Lieutenant Commander Lyle Hampton. Following graduation from the Naval Academy in 1981, Lieutenant Commander Hampton completed flight training and was awarded the Navy Wings of Gold in November 1982. During his flying career, which spanned 13 years, he deployed for extended flight operations above the Arctic Circle and the North Atlantic. He also completed 4 extended deployments to the Mediterranean Sea, completing helicopter logistical support missions as an officer in charge involving nuclear weapons, movements and transfers, combat search and rescue operations, and logistical support of 4 combat battle groups during conflicts in several areas of operations. Most important to Lieutenant Commander Hampton is his faith in the Lord, his marriage of 42 years to his wife, Jimmy, and their 4 adult children and their spouses, and 15 grandchildren, 2 of whom attend here at Northampton School, Chase and Micah Hampton. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Hampton and thanking him for his service.
Molly, thank you for that kind introduction and for the privilege of being here. I thank you, Mrs. Snyder and Ms. Fiore. It truly is a blessing to be here, to see all of these young faces and a few older faces too. That was supposed to make you laugh. I got them. But thank you so very much. My hope for this assembly today, of which I'm privileged to be a part, nice Navy football sweatshirt, is that you'll understand that the United States of America is the greatest country on the earth. The Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, those are what our military stand for and defend. Not everyone agrees with those perspectives, but veterans don't worry about agreement. We go and serve because we love our country. You know, there's so many freedoms we have. The freedom to go to school, travel freely within our borders, vote in elections. You can start a business, raise a family. Military service is a very unique opportunity to serve your country. It provides you with experiences and opportunities, I believe, second to none for someone that volunteers to go serve. What a privilege to protect this nation. But the key of it all, we all have the privilege of serving this wonderful country in the different roles to which we're appointed. Serving others is a blessing no matter the role or your calling in life. Everyone in this room has a God-given opportunity to build one another up, do good works, and care for one another. How are you in your young lives doing that right now? How are you doing that? Take away from this time together the question, how can I help and serve and love one another? I chose to go into the military because I love our country. I learned to fly. No matter the course in your life, whatever the course you choose, it will be unique. It's going to require challenges, tough standards, and high commitment. Two young men in this room, my grandsons, Chase and Micah, will one day, with the rest of you, launch from your homes. Their great-grandfather did this in 1933. He's a retired naval officer and doctor, as April and I shared, and you'll be hearing from her shortly, a nurse. He was an attack pilot, and then he said, I want to save lives and put people back together. And he became a doctor, but yet still served in the military. There's many roles that you can do. But I also say that home caregivers, carpenters, custodians, laborers, doctors, lawyers, that's the fiber of our nation. It's not just the veterans. While we do honor them this day, it's a privilege to serve in this way. Past, present, and future veterans have stood to protect our country. The freedoms we enjoy, to each of you, it's been given the blessing and privilege to stand on their shoulders, continue to guard and protect our freedoms within this country. Some of you in the military, but in many other places, the opportunities, make the most of them. A man who was eventually the second president of our United States, John Adams, said this, I am well aware of the toil and blood and treasures that it will cost us to maintain the Declaration and support and defend these states. Yet through all the gloom I can see the rays of the bright sun and light of glory. I can see that the end is more than worth all the means. It's the same thing in your life. Stand strong. Press on. Some of you may be veterans, but whatever you do, be mindful of the opportunity to serve others, to keep this nation the great nation it is. What a privilege to serve as a veteran. I truly am the one that was blessed. People say, thank you for your service. I go, it was my joy and honor, and I trust you all will do the same and sense that in your life. God bless each of you, this precious school that has this assembly, and may God continue to bless the United States of America.
Hello, everybody. I'm here to introduce April Phelps. April Phelps served as a captain in the United States Army from January 2000 to January 2008. She was a community health nurse and was stationed in the following locations: Fort Sam Houston, Texas, Landstuhl, Germany, Fort Belvoir, Virginia, Pentagon, Virginia, Fort Dix, New Jersey. April traveled extensively around the Middle East in 2005 to Kuwait City, Kuwait, Doha, Qatar, Baghdad, Iraq, Balad, Iraq, and Bagram, Afghanistan, where she trained victim advocates. She was awarded the following service medals during her time in service: Army Commendation Medal, 2nd Award, National Defense Service Medal, Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, Army Service Ribbon, and Overseas Service Ribbon. April is married and has a 14-year-old son. She loves swimming, watching sports, and hanging out with her dog Ruby and cat Lucky.
Wow, thank you, Edward, for that warm welcome, and hi to Abby and Maddie. Did I see you back here? Hi. So it's just an honor to be here and share my experiences as an Army nurse. A lot of people don't know, but women do serve in the military, and 1 in 10 people in the service are a woman. And so I just want to share my perspective. I never thought I would join the service. In my senior year of high school, a recruiter came, and we had recruiters from the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines, and I connected to the Army recruiter, and I went home that night to my mother and I said, "I'm going to join the Army, Mom." And she said, "No, my baby's going to go off to war." And I responded with, "They'll pay for my college, Mom." And she said, "Where do we sign up?" So that's how my career started. I served 7 years of active duty, and it was an honor to do so, and really a privilege to travel and meet some amazing people. Some of the jobs I had were, I was in Germany, worked as a mother-baby nurse, so I got to take care of little newborn babies and their mothers, and in clinics, and taking care of soldiers before they would deploy and come back. And so that was just really special. What I would like to share is from Admiral Harry Harris, who was a commander in the Pacific. I think he really eloquently described women's service throughout the decades, and I just want to share this because it's special to me. So, the history of our military is filled with stories of courageous women and men who dared to fly, sail, march, fight, and win. All focus on the contributions of women. From the Revolutionary War to current conflicts around the world, women have played a crucial role in the security of our nation and the success of the U.S. military. Women have been in the fight all along. Women serve throughout our joint forces as commanders, pilots, security forces, submariners, drivers, and gunners during battle convoy missions, medics, and in so many other ways, too countless to mention. Throughout history, women have demonstrated competence, character, and commitment in all facets of our noble profession. In our Army, women have served in a variety of roles since the beginning. Women like Margaret Corbin, who was wounded while operating artillery in the defense of Fort Washington during the Revolutionary War, to Dr. Mary Walker, who received the Medal of Honor for her services at the First Battle of Bull Run, the only woman recipient of this award. In World War I, over 400 Army nurses made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty, and the contributions of Army women in World War II included that of First Lieutenant Reba Whittle, a flight nurse. She was the only U.S. female soldier to be in prison as a prisoner of war in the European theater when her plane was shot down over Germany. Significant contributions continue to our era where women like Silver Star recipient Sergeant Leah Ann Hester have deployed on the front lines of Iraq and Afghanistan. When we look to the skies for women as trailblazers, we see that the Army Air Forces form the Women's Auxiliary Ferry Squadron and the Women Flying Training Detachment in September 1942. Women have built an incredible legacy throughout the military, and our nation continues to draw strength from those who have served in the past, those who are serving today, and our nation will continue to draw strength from those who will serve tomorrow and in the coming decades, an unbroken chain linking Americans generation to generation. Thank you for this time, and it's been a privilege to serve in the military, and like Lieutenant Commander Hampton mentioned, there's many different ways that people can serve each other. So just keep that in mind as you grow up and look towards your careers. Know that the military is a great opportunity to have an opportunity to travel and education and meet some amazing people who will be your friends for life. Thank you.
Thank you to our guest speakers. Now the third grade will sing Thank You, Soldiers.
Thank you so much to the third grade. Today, we learned about our heroes, a really special kind, the ones who serve America and leave their homes behind. We read about the veterans who give all they can give to keep our country safe and free so we can love and live. Our teacher asked us each to name a veteran we knew. She said, "Now you may be surprised, it won't be hard to do." So after school, I asked my dad. He had amazing news. These heroes live right in our town. So many, who can choose? There are family, neighbors, friends who never boast or brag. We all should be reminded of their love for home and flag. The man in town who cuts our hair is known as Frank the Barber. But not too many know he was a sailor at Pearl Harbor. The butcher at the grocery store who cuts the meat for stew was once a paratrooper. Wow. Matt served in World War II, and Walter is a Navy man who came to fix our heat. He once fixed boilers on the ship that sailed with the U.S. fleet. Our neighbor Jacqueline is a nurse who wears a uniform. She cared for wounded soldiers when they served in Desert Storm. Ernie is a firefighter. We knew that he was brave, and yet we never knew about the Air Force time he gave. And Edna, our librarian, had a son named John. He died while training for Iraq. Now she's a Gold Star mom. Our mailman is a volunteer who trains each year to serve. When duty calls, Bob goes abroad. He's in the Army Reserve. And Manny is a proud Marine who did a corporal's job. He was wounded overseas and wears a Purple Heart. We celebrate our veterans the 11th of November. We show our patriotic pride and promise to remember. Our heroes' headstones wear the flag from coast to coast in May. It's how we honor those we've lost and mark Memorial Day. We painted posters of our heroes and marched in a parade to thank these men and women for the sacrifices they've made. But we don't need a calendar to celebrate the brave. We pledge allegiance to the flag and let those colors wave. It doesn't matter where they served, what service branch or rank. What matters is remembering them and offering our thanks.
Whatever. Thank you, Dia. If you look around, you may see that many veterans have joined us here today. Please join me in celebrating their service. Will you please rise if you served in the U.S. Army? Will you please rise if you served in the U.S. Navy? Will you please rise if you served in the U.S. Air Force? Will you please rise if you served in the U.S. Marine Corps? Will you please rise if you served in the U.S. Coast Guard? And will you please rise if you served in the U.S. National Guard? On behalf of Northampton School, I would love to thank you for your service, for giving your time and effort to defending us as a people, us as a community, and us as a country. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. We're going to conclude the ceremony with a very special song by the name of Taps. Many of you are probably familiar with the melody. Taps has two uses: to announce the end of the day. You may have heard this may happen if you're at a summer camp, and they may play taps at the end of the day to announce that it's time to go to bed. But also, it is played at ceremonies such as this, military funerals, and military honor ceremonies. So, Tyler is going to come on up to the stage, and he is going to play taps for us, and May and Vera are in the back, and they are going to play the echo. There is one thing about taps which is a little unusual from most musical performances. Once they are done playing, we will not applaud. We will have what is called a moment of silence. So 5 or 6 seconds, please just sit in silence as the sounds of taps dies away. If you see them later on in the day, and you can certainly tell them what a great job they did. So the ceremony will conclude with taps. Tyler, come on up. Yeah, why don't we do that?
Thank you, everyone, for coming.